you want to become a professional, you've got to have connection through the internals, the impact zone. The same gravity wherever you play, but outside with my hands. Now I can keep hold of that toe. I'll show you the difference between the two. Everything's turning through together. A total connection. That golf club needs to be your friend. Proper path, speed, consistency to your game. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for another one. And you are a golfer that gets a bit slidey and stuck inside, a little steep here, and then from here you kind of run out of room, introduce the heel of the club to the ball too much, or you have to really wrap it. This is the exercise for you. My hands go out on that line with the club shallowing. I'm now putting that club and my right arm in a position that's really out in front of me. It's away, so I haven't made contact yet. And the club is very, very shallow. From here, to get the club back to the ball, I've now got to pull my butt of my club back into where my left knee is, so the club now comes out. So I've got full connection around about the internals. So my right elbow is now in making contact. The top of my left arm is making contact. So now I can just pivot through without there's too much action of my hands. Okay, let me show you a few. I've done this, it's like walking now. So there's a few trapdoors and banana skins to fall into when you do it. You cannot have too big a pump, just a tiny pump here, because you're practicing the correct movement. Now if you're hitting hundreds and hundreds of these, or just swinging hundreds of times, you've got to make sure you do it properly. You don't want to stand there and pump it big up here and you're going to fall back into old habits. So it's really pulling the club back online from this shallow position. Bit of a bigger pump there. So from a shallow, flat position, we call it, plane, I'm now fading it. Because what I'm doing, I'm pulling that club back left. So I'm not cutting across it, I'm not outside the plane line with my club face. I'm inside the plane line with my club face, but outside with my hand. So I'm steep with my hand plane, shallow with my club head plane. From here I pull, so the club head is now going down my right forearm. It's exaggerated, and then the ball gets in the way and I can just pivot through the ball now. Out, little pump, through. So you golfers that are over the top with both hand and club, you can do this, but it takes a lot of practice. It's really, really difficult. You might have seen a few pros do this type of thing. I think Tiger did this type of thing back in the day. Rory's doing it because they're all a bit stuck and inside. But if you're a golfer who wants to take their game like to scratch or become a professional, if you want to become a professional, you've got to have connection through the internals, the impact zone. You can't have a club head that's independent, hands and arms going independently to the body. You've got to have connection, not at the top of the backswing, not halfway down. You've got to have connection about here. Now the elbow's making contact with my body. If I now pivot with it, now I can keep hold of that toe. So it's never crosses over, so it never hooks it. Because I just did this for hours and hours and years. Everything's turning through together. A total connection on the way through. You don't have connection at the top of the backswing. You do if you're hitting a 30-yard little pitch, no question about it. But you have connection through the impact zone, the internals. It's so important. So a question you might be shouting down the TV or your phone is, well, how come the pump drill, vertical drop exercise, why are you doing that? Why are you saying this instead of that? What is right? Is that right or is this right? Well, there's no right. It depends what your fault is. If your fault was a bit inside and slidey, you've got to do more of this. You've got to get that club working round you with connection. If you're a little bit out with your hands, no question about it, just get everything down. It's much easier for the club golfer to feel a bit more inside with club face as well. I would definitely encourage that. I wouldn't get this club out, wouldn't get your hands out and the club behind. Like I said, it's too difficult. It takes too much practice, but if you want to be a budding pro and get some consistency, because if you want to turn pro, that golf club needs to be your friend. Club's got to come with you. It's the same gravity wherever you play. And this is what these, maybe slightly different fields, but this is what these top boys worked on. The Hogans and Nelsons and Sneeds and Mo Norman, they're sticking in a position where, oh, hold on, you can't get there. The forces of the club are pulling it out all the time. So you're resisting it. And then from here, the rotation of your forearms, your hands, the club, come down into the ball. Show you a full swing, and I'll show you the difference between the drill and the full swing. So I'll do the drill first. Out. Okay, little pump, pull down, and then I'll hit a full shot. There we go. So I'll show you the difference while I'm talking. I'll show you the difference between the two. There we go. You can see, hopefully, I'll always be a little bit under, because that's what I suffer from. I always suffer from the club coming under, but yeah, you've got to have your hands out, feeling that for you elite golfers. There we go. This is drill number 1. Stopping here, tiny, tiny pumps, stopping halfway through. So that's practicing the release, the forearm release into the ball. How to square the club up from that position of hands out, club shallow. So it's definitely not a distance exercise, remember. Trev, I know you're not really spoiling the shot, but you're in the way. Drill number 2 is what we were doing. Out, same position, halfway down, little pump, then we're going to continue through. What does your finish feel like? Drill number 3 is now not stopping here, but we're going to stop halfway through. So nice and light. We're going to layer. There we go, that's difficult now. But it's really good to not stand there and stop all day. Out, down. It's not result, it's a fantastic exercise to do in a net, at home, air balls, anything like that. You're working on your mechanics. And then the 4th and final is blending that together. So you're going to take some pace off it. So we're going to work at speeds here. Very, very slow, like 1 out of 10. If you're standing there hitting full shots all day, you may change a little bit, you won't change a lot. 3 out of 10. You can see it's not going to be as much as the 1 out of 10, especially the drill. If you want to be the ultimate inconsistent, this is what you do. Then you can layer proper path, speed, consistency to your game. 5 to 7 out of 10 pace. So that's a real fast tracking here. When I first did this, to get to this stage took me a week. That's how bad I was. For 30 years I'd swung it incorrectly. Okay, this is extreme, remember? And from here we're just going to let it go. Beautiful. Okay everyone, so I know this is probably going to spark a bit of a conversation, because yes, the club face is in, yes it's shallow, but if you're a club golfer that suffers from over the top, just come inside, just not pull down, but just allow this gravity to drop. You want your hands and club inside. I've done a lot of drills, I think through May and June, that are stopping here. You'd rather just be the club, you'd rather have the club inside, and then you can let go. But remember, this is for the elite golfer. This is the golfer that's probably a bit stuck here, a bit inside, and they have to then over release their hand. So if you're a golfer out there that wants to be a elite, this is the exercise. Whatever elite looks like for you. Scratch golfer, you want to be more consistent, you want to turn that hook into a fade, but a shallow fade, not just a cut across, like a cheat fade I call it. You want to be a professional, you're young, you want to kind of really own your golf swing. You want this, I call it, you want this golf club to be your friend. You don't want it to be in a position where you're always fighting. Let this golf club be your friend. Okay everyone, so from a very, very humid middle range here at Chestfield, myself and Trev bid you farewell. Hope the sun's shining where you are, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Any questions, please leave down below, and we'll see you next time. So for myself, Trev, and a humid Chestfield, we'll see you then. Cheerio!